Win or lose, you can be a hero if you just fight. Win or lose, you can be a hero if you make the brave decision. There are so many men of history we remember who didn't even win every time. Napoleon lost. He's still famous. His name's still etched into history. The war room is a rite of passage for men who understand that they need to suffer to go through something to be a man of capability, because money is only going to amplify who you are in your heart. If you're a bitch and you get rich, you just become a rich bitch. Nothing changes. Women are going to famoose you. You're going to end up simping over some chick, getting robbed like a coward. You can't escape the baselines of the universe. There are some laws which can't be broken. They can't be broken. They're universal laws. You need to have the bravery about you. I don't care what happens to me in this case or any other. I know I always made the brave choice. And I can sleep in a jail cell just fine knowing I chose the brave option. I don't know how most of you are going through life never choosing the brave option. And think, oh, but, you know, I'm just being safe. It's cope. Safety's for women and children. It's not for men. That's the whole point of the war room, that you're going to be put in a group of men, a group of guys around you, and something's going to be offered to you, which is scary, which is going to allow you to upgrade your character and be a better version of yourself. And you'll say, no, I don't want to do that. But enough people around you will say, I'm doing it. Come on, bro. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. And before you know it, I would like to argue that everyone who fought or didn't fight looked at the entire world differently afterwards.
Facts. Without doubt, facts.
And then the best thing about it was you put an event on in Prague shortly after that. And I'm playing all these videos because they're amazing videos and so many amazing things happened. And I don't think the world's seen them enough. So
this is an amazing video. I don't know if you've got the video, and whoever's watching, from the last event we did as well in Gibraltar. But this one's great, but the Gibraltar one was insane. But the experiences that I've had since I've been part of the war in the last 3-4 years, this was one of the highlights. We're about to see underground in Prague in some KGB like meeting hall or something like that.
So this was after the test, and anyone who didn't fight was very upset with themselves, because you talk about feedback, and that's how it should work. All of the men who didn't fight felt a temporary relief, and you can apply this to life. They were offered a difficult challenge. They knew that bad things could happen. They were scared. They were offered the opportunity to pussy out, and they did, and they felt a temporary relief. Maybe for a few hours or a day or so, they're like, thank God I don't have to do that. But as the days went on afterwards, as I saw the other people proud of their black eyes and proud of their blood, and the pictures and videos of them having cage fights against professionals, and them going home and telling their girlfriends, yeah, I got my ass kicked. I got in there. I told him, fuck off, and I'm going to fight him anyway. I was brave. And over time, they started to realize what an opportunity they missed, and they started to feel like cowards. And then they started messaging Luke especially, and me, saying, I need to fight. I need to fix this. I can't live as a coward anymore. How do I fix this? And we put together a Fight Club event in Prague where people could train under your tutelage. Was it for 8 weeks?
Yeah, we did 6, 8, 10, whatever they could do, weeks training.
They could train for 8 weeks, and then they had the opportunity to meet another man who they didn't know what he looks like, didn't, just like our earlier fight, turn up and throw down, because living as a coward is detrimental to the soul. It's actually amazing. You could apply this to so many things. I've had guys come to me and say, oh, you know, I really want this girl back, and I'm really upset, and then she wants me to change and do this, da-da-da. I'm like, bro, obviously we all understand what love is, and we all understand what we're supposed to do for a woman we truly care about. But if you completely cuck and completely simp to this woman, you're going to feel dirty inside forever. You're going to feel dirty inside forever. There are limits you can go to where it's just too far. You have to still be a man. Because if you're not still a man at the baseline, money ain't going to hide it. Fucking random girls in Colombia ain't going to hide it. Nothing's going to hide it. Besides, when you look in the mirror at night knowing that you are not proud of yourself, that you didn't do what you were supposed to do. And that's why this event was so monumental. I think everybody who said no at the test felt so guilty that they ended up fighting again in Prague. And once again, you talk about a transformative event. Imagine how different you at home would be if you actually went through some challenges in your life for once in a while. Let's look at this event here.
we have
So the purpose of this emergency meeting was to make it clear that there are fraternities that exist in the world, primarily the War Room, because I think we're unique, where you can join a band of brothers and test yourself and be a better version of yourself. And that, honestly, if you go look in the mirror after this emergency meeting, you're likely failing. If you have to tell me the last time you truly challenged yourself, if we met and sat down and you were to say, oh, Andrew, hi, I watch emergency meetings, and I were to say, when's the last time you truly challenged yourself? Your story would be laughable. You would be a joke. Nobody would be impressed by it. And what is the point in the masculine experience unless you're prepared to suffer? There's no point in it at all. Our entire brands and all of our trajectory of our life, both Luke and I, was based on the fact that we were not afraid. And if we felt afraid, we did it anyway. And that's how we ended up where we were and where we are now. And that's never going to change. And there's not a single thing that anything that inside of the War Room that people have been through that they've regretted. Every single time they've taken the leap and done something, the thanks that you feel after, the thanks that we get afterwards, and the way that people feel afterwards cannot be matched. And I think it's the masculine experience. It's always been that way. Men have always gone away to war or tried to discover new lands or traverse Antarctica. And that degree of masculinity has been bred out of men today. And you're trying to live safely, and you're living for safety. And that is a feminine trait in and of itself. So bravery is extremely important. The War Room has many facets to it, and I often don't explain to people exactly what the War Room is. I don't feel like I should sit here and explain what it is. You should know you need it. It's almost like the Matrix, where they say the minds that want to be free know something is wrong and they're searching for it. And you should be searching for this masculine fraternity where your friends make your enemies feel harmless and you feel braver than you've ever felt, and you're challenged to be a better version of yourself. And you'll make money and you'll get connections. All of those things are the easy part. The truly hard part is when you have to look in the mirror and look yourself in the eyes and say, am I man enough to do this? And if you can get that part of life done, you'll be amazed how easy most other challenges become. Because I'll say right now, I was far more afraid of many of my fights I've had than I ever will be of going back to jail. Genuinely. Oh, I get a bed? Okay, give me a bed and some food. And no one's going to mess with me in there because they know I will fight. Everyone wants to fight the guy who won't fight. They know I will. So I'll be completely fine. I don't care. It's a cheat code to life if you challenge yourself often enough and early enough, and you get in the habit of always making the brave choice. It's a cheat code to life. My predictions, a lot of people have been following my brand for a long time. When I bought Bitcoin at $3,000, when I told COVID to get fucked on day one, when all these decisions I made, people said, how did you know? It's not about knowing. It's about making the bravest possible choice. It's not about knowing anything. It was like, there's two options here. One is be a coward like everybody else, and the other one's be brave unlike everybody else. I'm going to choose to be brave, and I will suffer the consequences. I could have lost all my money. I could have got sick and died in a hospital bed, but I decided to make the brave choice always because it's my default programming. It's actually not difficult to be in the highest echelon of masculinity today, because every single man is going through life trying to choose safe options and be afraid. And you know I'm right, because you're trying to dip your toe in danger with your stupid lads holidays and fucking girls and going to weird countries. You're trying to dip your toe in danger, but truthfully, you've never really put it on the line. You want to dip your toe and then go home to your nice little comfy life. And that's why history's not going to remember you. You're not going to have a name that anybody's going to repeat after you are dead, if people talk about your death at all, because you had a chance to join a fraternity where you could be something, to push yourself, to be the kind of person who can come home with a story that they never thought they'd have, go away to war and come back with scars. Women would smell it on you. The men around you would smell it on you. You'd feel different in your heart. You live inside your mind, you live inside your soul. If you don't feel good inside yourself, you're never going to feel good with anything external. And you're only going to feel good inside yourself if you push yourself and if you challenge yourself and if you go through difficult things. The number one problem I now currently have in my life is that I don't feel like I have enough difficulty. So I thank the Matrix very much for this attack.